Basin 162 water management plan was designed on what we have today, not what we have 10 years from now. This is the plan that you, the commissioners, present and future, can use as a guideline. It's not to be something to hang over the private well owners' heads or to give power to utilities or developers. But we voiced our opinions then that we don't have a problem with the plan. We have a problem with this particular plan and the ideas that sprang out of it, because it isn't complete in our opinions, in most of our opinions. It's got some good points, it's got some bad points, but it is not definitive. And it's something that you, the commissioners, can make, like the one person said, you can make yourselves the water board right now. And if we need to have another commission in the future, it's very easy to assign one. But the purpose of the water board today either has been accomplished or they can't do anything more. It's been done. They came forward with a water management plan, and I think that was supposed to help us with all these issues, and it's over. So we, in my opinion, we should get rid of an extra board. You can make yourselves the water board, like you made yourselves, the board for the hospital district up in Tonopah. There's lots of things that you have power to do that we elected you to do, and I'm just hoping that we can start fresh, have a better idea of what the public needs in the future, and go from there. But to make yourselves the water board now, and to do away with the board that's in existence and save that budgeting for things that we need in the future would be a better plan, in my opinion. And I appreciate your support and for listening to me today.
Thank you. Next.
Judith Holmgren. I would like to remind the commissioners of the perspective that was in place in 2007, and I'm going to quote from Thomas S. Bucco, and you can see over time how the perspective changes. So just to reinforce what was the opinion, I'll read you this small clip from June 8th, 2007. It says, June 8th, 2007, Senate Bill number 222 formed the Nye County Water District. The following is from the first meeting of Senate Committee on Government Affairs, March 26, 2007, page 3, quoting Thomas S. Bucco, quote, I am a consulting hydrologist working with Nye County since 1996. Nye County is growing. We are building a city in Pahrump and have a water shortfall. It is not a matter whether water will be imported to Pahrump, but when. We spent years putting together a water resource plan for the county, which was adopted in 2004. The prior Board of Commissioners, Nye County, took action last year and decided to present this bill draft request. So you can see there was a perspective that they wished to import water, and that was the basis for the implementation of the board.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Willis?
Paul Willis. This is where the rubber meets the road. I don't think it's a failure of the water district. I think it's unfortunately a failure on the commissioners. You failed to, or somebody failed to give them a specific mission, and you can't have a board just going out there playing its own tune. You know, they have to, when I heard from the gentleman that's the president, head of the board, and he's only heard from the commissioners a couple times in 2 years, that sets up some red flags, gentlemen, ladies. You know, okay, well, let's get to it. The water board isn't the problem. You guys need to fix the water board, whether you take it over yourself or whatever, but you've got to get a specific mission, and whatever board you create, you've got to be a specific mission and stay on top of them that they're doing that mission and nothing else. I mean, just because it's written in there that sooner or later we may need the water, that's leaving that option open. And then sooner or later, you know, the not having the board's protection, whether people think it is or not, it's a first line of protection. Well, what was forgotten in that, you were set there to protect local water. Well, we're the local water, and it's not for you to turn around in that board to impose upon us what we created the board to stop from outside entities and not give that power to a local entity to oppress us. So, ladies and gentlemen, you got your work cut out for you. You know, you get this board straight, get the budget in order, take it over, whatever it is, but do not give out that legal entity, or you, like they said, never give back. Sorry about that. You guys have a great day.
Thank you, Mr.
And ladies, nice seeing you.
Next.
Sam Jones, Jones. Butch, I gotta commend you for what you've done. Appreciate that, because as we all know, we fought over something we have a right to. That's the water beneath our property. There's no such thing as water rights. That's something somebody created as water rights. For example, look at the 2 stores that have been built, and they can't open their doors because they don't have water rights. Bunch of crock. In the first place, you need to get rid of this board because there's a conflict of interest, because Commissioner Wickman, you shouldn't even be voting on this. You should recuse yourself because your husband is head of the water board. So on that note, you need to recuse yourself. But the bottom line is, you need to stop this nonsense, get rid of this board. Donald Trump said, for every regulation that's new, we're gonna reject 2 old ones. Why don't you guys do some of the same thing? For every regulation and everything you make and you pass up here, get rid of some of those old regulations. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Stevens. Go ahead.
Dave Stevens, David P. Stevens, I mean, yeah. Pahrump citizen. I don't understand this water, anything about this town, to tell you the truth. I agree with Butch, I said something there one time. Donna Cox, the only one that speaks up for us around here, most of the time. And I made my living for 45 years on the water. Nobody's telling me anything about water. I can tell you a lot about water. These people on the water board, I've heard of them. They don't even make sense to me. I have to take no action here, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Stevens.
And I take my hat off to Mr. Borowski there. I took my hat off for him.
You're not wearing my hat anymore, Dan.
Huh?
I don't see my hat anymore. You used to wear my hat. You're not wearing it.
My God, I meant to wear that today. I got a dozen hats home.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Stevens. Mr. Hickman?
Thank you, Chairman and Commissioners. And in case some of you don't know, I do own a utility company serving water and sewer service in the south end of the valley. But I'll go into that more later. I think that I want to suggest that you strongly oppose SB 21, which would abolish the water district. And I'll give you some reasons why. I want the folks to think about this. Water levels in parts of the valley are dropping. That's a fact. And they're going to continue to drop. Without a vehicle like the water district to finance and distribute water from the east fan to those areas, the water levels will still keep dropping and will become serious in the future. For the good of the district has the ability to issue bonds to affect redistribution of water. It's going to take something like that to happen in order to supplement those areas. The fact of the matter is, water does not travel through the valley floor fast enough to replenish the amount of water that's being taken out.
Okay, I'm sorry, we just lost connection. I think our clerk is telling us we have to hold off for a minute. So.
Don't lose that train of thought. She thinks it's.
Don't lose that, yeah. I thought he did, but we'll have him restated on the record. His name is Tim Haven.
We're just gonna make sure.
When we make sure we're back up, if you just state your name again for the record.
I don't think I ever stated it.
Oh, I thought you did. I'm just so used to it. You know. Yeah, that's fine. All right, when the seats are empty, folks,